Hello everyone, welcome to the House of Intention. And we are here with Alida Harhoff, and she is a numerologist and tarot card reader based in Noordhoek, South Africa. Today she's going to talk about aligning with your 2025. But before we start, let's start with a grounding meditation. So wherever you are, find a comfortable seat. You can evenly root through your sit bones, elongate your spine, shoulders above your hips. Place your hands on your knees or your thighs. You can close your eyes or find a soft gaze in front of you. It's a moment to land on your chair, into your seat. Soften the space in between your brows. Unclench your jaw. Now imagine this beautiful, healthy root growing along your spine, your sit bones, all the way down in towards the earth, all the way down towards its core. Now draw the earth energy up towards your heart center. Now imagine this beautiful green light shining from within, illuminating into all the corners of your body. It's a couple of rounds of rooted breath together. Breathe in through your nose and fill up your belly. And exhale out your mouth, release. One more deep belly breath in. And exhale out your mouth, let that go. Place your hands at heart center if that resonates with you. If you'd like to set in personal intention, I encourage you to weave it in now. In through your nose, fill up your belly. And exhale, bow your forehead towards your fingertips. Seal in your intention a sign of gratitude towards yourself. And when you are ready, you can slowly open up your eyes. So, Alida, over to you.
Hi, Marcus, and thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And thank you for the opportunity to enlighten people about what numerology and some of the tarot cards has got in line for us this year. So, personally, I think that it's going to be very exciting, yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Tell us a little bit more.
And I'm sure you have felt it as well.
I have.
Because a lot of people that I speak to, they just it's almost like we all are feeling this vibration of change and excitement in the air, and probably the lightest the energy has felt for a very long time, right?
It's been quite done, I must say.
It has been this last couple of years, and we've been whacked by the universe. So why is it like that? So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on that. So I'm going to start with numerology, because numerology for me is such a beautiful practice to use to understand yourself better, to also understand what is happening around you. And in the context that we're first going to speak about will be the universal number 9 here that we are in. And then later on, I will just explain to our viewers how to get to their own personal here, because please remember that when I'm speaking about the universal consciousness, you still have your own personal journey weaved into this collective consciousness that we are talking about now. But we all are getting affected by the universal here and by the universal consciousness, so it's all kind of like where we are, but that's where we collectively are, and that's our own little journey is still within that number equation, if you can call it like that. So in numerology, we work in 9-year cycles.
Okay.
All right, the Pythagorean numerology. There is a couple of other types of numerology, but I work with the Pythagorean numerology. So what does it mean with a 9-year cycle? It means that everything new starts with a 1 and it ends with a 9. Okay? And we currently, 2025 is a 9-year cycle.
Okay.
So how do we get to the 9?
Yeah.
We add the 2 and the 2 and the 5. So our number 9 energy gets made up of the 2 and the 2 and the 5. So as a numerologist, you never just look at the number as a whole number 9. You always look at how do you get to that number.
Okay.
It's not an 89 or it's not a 27-9. This one gets made up of the 2 and the 2 and the 5, which is also important to make a note of, and I'm just going to just explain a little bit about that. So 9 is about completion, and you will find it all over. Everybody's going to talk about this year of completion, endings, and that is exactly what a 9 is all about. Okay, so we are in a year of endings. We are in a year of transformation universally. We are in a year of moving and progressing to a new, some might call it consciousness, some might call it a cycle, whatever the word is that works for you. And the 9 gets made up of the 2, so 2 and the 2 works with working together, cooperation. So, like a one number will always be like just number 1, but 2 is like 2 energies together. So we've got 2 2s there. So that means cooperation, working together. 5 is freedom. And then the 9 is completion.
Would you not look at 2 plus 2 is 4 and look at the 4 energy?
You can actually add that on as well. You can bring the 4 in. But for this one, it feels to me more like I'm just going to use the 2 and the 2 and then the 5, because it's such a whole number, it's not different other numbers. So I'm going to use the 2 and the 2 and then the 5. So this 9 energy, which is 9 is about service to humanity. It is about seeing the bigger picture. It is about finishing off that what we've started. You cannot get to a 9 year before you haven't had a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or 4. So by the end of the time when you get to a 9, you have done all the cycles that you needed to do. So the 9 becomes a really, really important year of ensuring that what you've learned in the 1 year and the 2 year and the 3 year, etc., you actually now complete within yourself. You learn from it. You take what else you need to learn from it so that you can move forward. Okay? So this is the universal consciousness. So I would say that we this year are going to look at big changes, because you can't be in a 9 year without anything changes. So it will be really, really interesting to see what is going to happen with our planet. Okay?
A lot is happening currently.
A lot is already happening, and just for that matter, we were in 8 year last year. Okay, universally, and 8 is all about power and control, right? So we had a lot of countries having their elections, so a good couple of big elections happening, and a good couple of surprises. And the 8 energy is about power and control and the systems and the structure, right? Okay. The 9 energy is now about the completion of that. So the 9 follows that 8 energy. But the 9 energy has got this energy of wanting to transform, wanting to have peace, wanting to do what is for the greater good of humanity. So my personal take on this is if we are all working within this 9 consciousness and our own little individual capacity, the higher we can lift our consciousness, the more we can contribute into the lightness of the planet, the more effectively we use this 9 energy to actually help it shift. Because remember, everything in numerology, anything in the world, actually is about the yin and the yang. It's about balance. It's about the dark and the light. We want to feed the consciousness of the light here. We have the opportunity to do so. So that is what I think that anybody that's aware, and most of the people that will be listening to this,
hopefully, I'm sure. And if you're not, it's okay.
Will focus on how are you going to make and shift your consciousness to elevate it to a higher level so that we can be of service to humanity, service to the planet. Okay. So the 9 energy is also quite an emotional energy. So I'm expecting it's going to be quite an emotional year. It is a bit of a childlike energy. It's like
so we're going to have some fun.
We're going to have some fun. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something also what the people are feeling. You're feeling the lightness. People are feeling like, okay, well, certainly the discussions that I'm having with people, I'm not generalizing, are feeling the lightness and the wanting to do more fun and creating a little bit more fun in their lives, And I think, once again, after the last couple of years, we deserve a little bit of fun.
100%,
So let's keep that in mind, because the childlike energy is where the creation happens, is where the spark happens. Also, the 9 energy is the intuitive energy. Do you know most healers work with the life path for number 9?
Okay.
A lot of healers actually.
Yeah.
But or there should be 9 in their chart somewhere, because the 9 is about how do I give a service to the world, how can I best be better for humanity, and it's got a psychic energy to it as well. So in that manner, I would say that more people are going to delve deeper into their own intuition, and that's what they need to start trust. They need to start trusting their own deeper intuition, go within and explore within what is happening, and to bring more of that intuitiveness into your life as part of the life that you are living. And the universe are actually giving a beautiful platform for us to actually explore and expand in that for ourselves as individuals as well. So we work in not just in numerology with the 9-year cycles, and like I said, we have our own personal individual year, which is going to be interesting, which we will look at just now. But we've also got personal months. And this year, I love the word that you used there in the beginning about alignment. And I also love the fact that you've actually used the heart energy, because I feel like this is the heart-centered energy. What we are working with. The 9 is the completion, and also if you look at the chakra system, if you look at your 7 chakras, the heart is the connector. The green light that is emanating from your heart, that is the one that is connecting the bottom chakras with the top chakras. Yes. So I feel like it could be quite and it is an emotional year normally, but also resonating with the heart energy. So put it back to the heart, put it back to that where the pure love is, because 9 is also pure love. It's the universal love. So if you bring your state of consciousness back to love, and you remain from that energy, you emanate, the energy of the heart chakra, which is so beautifully depicted in your meditation, and bring that out and center in your own intuition, because the more open your heart is, the stronger your intuition will become.
The more we can connect with our higher selves.
100%. Yes. So now coming back to the 2 and the 2 and the 5, something that intuitively is coming up for me is that I think there's going to be a lot of compromise, there's going to be a lot of cooperation, and there's going to be a lot of negotiation within what is happening in the big picture. And the 5 is freedom. So my feeling is that there will be some sort of freedom that we are finding in the constructs of what is happening right now around the whole planet. And hopefully that would be for the best.
For our higher good.
For our higher good. And that's what, the more energy we feed to that, the more we can actually create that.
Well, I'm kind of getting from the 2 and the 2, by working together, we can reach our higher consciousness of freedom.
Absolutely. That is also working, the higher powers working with the lower powers. So we're also just hoping that everybody sees everybody else's point. But it's not a 1. A 1 energy normally goes like, it's my point and my point only. It's a 2. Which gives that energy a little bit more of a subtle energy in terms of, so let's try to negotiate a little bit more.
Together,
Because our 2s are peacekeepers, our 2s are people that wanna keep the peace. They're the ones that negotiate, they're behind the curtains, and they are making sure everything gets done. Our 1 people are the people that want to rise up and, be seen. So then what's interesting, which I also thought is also in alignment, coming back to your words that you've chosen, that normally the days, personal months that we have doesn't always correlate to if you are on a 1 year, like if you are on a 1 year in January, it's not to say that you are on a 1 year, there's a different formula to work that out. But this year specifically, if we are in a 1 year, we are in a 1 year. Because it's a 9 energy, right? So, which is nice to know, because for us being in a 1 year, January, everybody is ready to make their New Year's resolutions, and they're ready to make sure that they put their manifestations out for this year, it's actually the right energy to do so.
Okay.
So it's a good month to really sit down and go like, what is it that I want from this year? What is it that I want to achieve? The universe has got your back here. They carry the energy of the one. Like I say, your own personal month will be different than this, or it might be aligned depending on where your year number is. But I think it's a really good time to manifest this year. And then I was also looking, because now February will be a 2-month.
Okay.
It will just work as it is.
Aligning,
We
yes.
are aligning.
Yeah.
So what would be interesting is that we've got this 4 and the 5 shift. So 4 energy is about let's try and get some structure and foundation going. 5 is always movement. So we've got April in a 4 month, we've got May in a 5 month.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what's happening universally with that
around that
time. What structures are going to be put in, and how people are going to be free after that. So that will be a good time to keep an eye on. And then being in a 7 month, in a 9 year, which will then be July, it's spiritual awakening.
Okay.
Yeah. So this year is about spiritual awakening.
Wow.
And I would think that up until July being quite a pivotal month, it will be interesting to see what spiritual developments, and I'm speaking in a broader sense when I'm talking about spiritual development. It's not religion as such, but it encompasses all of that for everybody on their own journey, what it means for them. And then we're going to have the 9-year cycle in September, and then October is actually going to be a 9 years, 1 month. So I think that it's going to be interesting in September, October, right about there as well. And then next year, we're moving into 2026, which will be a 1-year energy.
Okay.
So
4 and the 9th month going into the 1 month, is that then the completion of the year? Is that when we kind of see?
No. Okay. It's not the completion. The 9 energy runs throughout the year
until December.
Yes,
yeah.
but you would feel a shift into that 1 energy, a slight shift.
Transition.
It's the transition will start to happen.
Okay.
But no, it will still be in the 9 year. It still needs to be completed. Although the last part of the 9 year, things happen faster.
Okay.
So a lot of the time, people in a 9 year, when you're feeling the energy, you want to make that shift, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm ready, and it's like, you have to go back, make sure that everything is okay. Then you can move forward. So, and I suspect that is the energy for the next 6 months as well in the universal consciousness. We still have to go back, see what was created, see what has been done from 2016 to now. We're ending the cycle now, and then I think the last part of the year would be faster moving and interesting to see. Not that it hasn't been fast last year at all.
No.
This is where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I also thought was interesting is that because my other passion is the tarot, right?
Love me a tarot.
So I thought let's have a look at the tarot and how it aligns with the 9 energy. So we've got the major arcana, which is which in the tarot back card you've got the major arcana, which is like your major cards, and has got like a bit of a heavier weight to the messages that they deliver versus the minor arcana, which is a little bit more of a lesser, heavier vibration. So the 2 major arcana, the 1 major arcana card that is actually really resonating with the 9 is the Hermit.
So is the Hermit always linked to a 9? The
Hermit's always linked to 9 because the number that the Hermit is 9. So yeah, it's very interesting. And also, if you look at the tarot card, the 9, and if you look at the number, the numerology versus the tarot card, it's very fascinating. It's also the astrology as well. So there's also the link that the tarot card is actually so fascinating. Anyway, so the 9 is always going to remain the 9 and a Hermit. Okay. You also have people actually just people like you've got a certain card that you're born under. Do you know that?
That would be interesting to find out.
Yeah. So let's actually have a look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so everybody's born under a certain card as well. Same as what you were born under a certain life path as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, so people with the life path of number 9 are either born under the hermit or actually the moon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, so we're looking at the hermit. And maybe we can take a picture and just insert it so that people can see later exactly how the hermit looks like. Yeah. But it is I mean, if you would look at this card, what would you think? What would be your first reaction if you look at this card?
Well, he's holding a light. I feel like he's guiding the path, but he's bowing his head. And he looks quite grandeur in his stature, but he's looking down. And he's standing on this mountain of ice, it feels. But it does feel solid. So that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, well done. And he's also got something to lean on.
Okay.
Right? And it's the energy of this card, it's like solitary. Okay, solitary, that's what you get. But there's nothing negative around this.
Okay.
So what does it mean? It means that it's in the tarot. It's can almost sometimes be seen as your teacher energy, as your higher guide, as somebody lighting the path for you, somebody looking after us, which is also actually interesting because the 9 energy is actually related to the paternal energy. Okay. So in the 9 energy, this is also related to government systems or to this masculine energy. And yeah, so this card is about relating back to the universal consciousness that we are speaking about. It's about internal reflection. Yeah. And about maybe it's okay to just take yourself out and giving yourself some time to internally reflect where you are and not rush into this rush of where everybody is going and what everybody is going. So that's kind of the feel that I get for this year.
It takes time for integration, reflection, quiet time.
And allow yourself to be led, by the people that you trust, Look for guidance or give guidance, either or, whichever suits you. And there's a light, so you're not on your own, you're never on your own. There's always that. And it's also, once again, the introspection would come from tapping into your intuition. Yeah. And this year is an intuitive year. So if there's one thing that you want to develop your intuition. But it's a solid card. So then the moon is the other card that adds up to 9, but it's not a full 9. So this is a full 9, which would relate to the number of this year. But the moon being an 89, I always read the cards together because this would be more like a shadow. Okay. Right? Because it's the underlying and that's the unseen, which is exactly what the moon card is all about. Okay. Right? So if you would look at the moon card, it's kind of like they're like howling at the moon's coming down. It's got a bit of an emotional feel to it. Yeah. That little crabby that is coming out is actually a representation of the universal consciousness. Okay. So, which is very fitting for where we are in this year. And about a lot of underlying, and there could be deception. So if I go, this is our hermit, this is our teacher, this is the one that's shining the light, this is our deception sitting here, I would be very interested to see what deception is going to come out or what's going to be highlighted. Yeah, emotionally, because even with the moon, it's connected with emotion. Yeah. Emotionally or just the deception. The deception. Universally. Yeah. Yeah. And where it's going to come out. Because it's definitely sitting there and it wants to surface. Okay. And he wants to shine a light. So maybe in June, July. Maybe it will come out in June, July, So, we'll have to wait and see. Yes. So, so these two go nicely together. So, if we just look at these two cards, if you connect with the energy of the card, it feels deep. It feels intense. I feel like there's like a stirring underneath the surface. Yeah. Like I said, trying to come up. Yeah. And when it starts stirring, it only wants to go up. Right? Yeah. It has to come out. But I also feel just trust your own inner intuition, your gut,
and your own inner light.
Absolutely, and also it could also just be focus on you, focus on your own lane and stay in your own lane as well.
Yeah.
Within this consciousness where we're all working together, let's just try and be the best we can in this emotional time period that is probably going to be displayed.
And what also comes up for me there is like, always you are enough. Yeah.
So we are, and I think it's just like really just accepting that. Yeah. So those are the two major arcana cards associated with this year. But then I thought, okay, then we've got the little minor arcana, and we can't forget about them, you know, so we need to like just bring them out and have a look. And then, so we've got the ones, so if you just a little bit of detail. In the tarot pack, we've got the minor arcana, we've got the swords. Swords is reflecting to air, showing about air, learning and teaching us about air. Cups is emotion, pentacles is money, and wands is fire. So those are the four elements associated with these packs. So the ninth of swords, actually. So the swords is the conflict, the air energy that we're working in our life, and we have got a little bit of sad card there. Right? Yeah, it feels a little bit dark. It feels dark. So it's, and I'm actually put that next to the moon card, and it's normally it's about the emotions, it's about depression, it's about the darkness. And we have got the strong 9 energy, which can bring, because we've got the childlike energy, it's here to want to heal, it heals through love, and this is where the healing needs to take place. Okay, so we might also be throwing tantrums this year. We might be throwing tantrums. It might be quite emotional. Yes, quite intense. And therefore, whenever, you know, that's just, it's a great year to start really looking at your emotions and to actually also start delving a little, understanding your emotions. And not ignoring them. And not ignoring them, not pushing them down. They want to come up, they want to be felt. You're working with your intuition, you're working with your heart, you want to actually express that and become a little bit more aware of that, what you're feeling, which is okay, you know? Yeah. But then the other 3 cards, we've got the 9 of Cups, right? Which is the emotions, and this is actually what we call in tarot, we call it a wish card. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. It feels like abundance. Yeah, say. Cups. I mean, he looks extremely happy. It's also the card of gluttony, so you must really watch out for that. Yeah. But yeah, it's actually, you can, this card says it helps with the conflict and the pain that we are, that also almost offsets the conflict and the pain that we're feeling here with the emotional love and expansion and growth. So it's not just that what we have in this year. We have got this 9 energy of the cups as well, which is abundant, which there's a lot of. It's about delving deeper and just allowing that love to spread. Okay. So that's nice. And then I love this one actually. The 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Right. Very grandeur. Very demure, but not. And so when we look at the Pentacles as forms of money, can you see there's a lot of that? Yes. So my own intuition is saying to me, I think it's going to be quite a bit of an abundant year. We might see escalation and house prices. We might see maybe Bitcoin, I would assume, rise even more. There's a lot of abundance when it comes to financial success if you're probably following the right advice. Okay. So that is quite a good card financially. And then, we've got our little fire card, which is the Wands, which if we look at the little, the little man here, he looks a little bit battered and bruised, right? Yeah. But he's gone through it. I mean, he's walking through it. So he's surviving. Yeah. And he's still holding on, he's still got support, but he's gone through the worst. Okay. So it's kind of like, and that's the fire energy. It's like move forward, just moving forward. Take the battle, take the bruises, and just. So whatever you don't do, don't give up. Don't give up, no. Because the worst is, I can't say almost done because that's. Yeah, we don't know. That's very unsafe to say. But it's just move forward, take the lessons that you have, take the bruises and the battles as you're learning, aim for moving forward. Yeah. So So those
Very
are
interesting.
yeah, it is,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. So this nine energy, actually, as I had a look at this morning, because I know we were chatting today, and yeah, I found those messages to be quite appropriate
Yeah.
for the year. So let's talk a little bit about, I'm sure that everybody wants to
Yes.
know about their own personal year, or have you got another
Yeah,
question?
so it's our life path,
Yes.
right? And then we have a personal year.
So we've got more than one number.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
just one number.
So we won't just look at life.
So-
we have to look at the year.
So we're not today.
No.
So we're not going to look at life path number today, but it's a very, very important number.
Okay.
But you also have in numerology, you've got your karmic destiny, you've got karmic lessons, you've got your destiny, you know, there's other patterns that you can decipher from your numerology. But for the purpose, because we started with looking at the universal consciousness of the line here and where everybody collectively is, I think it would be quite nice for the people that is listening to actually look at their own life path number and work that out, which is so simple to do, so easy to do.
How do we do that?
And I'm going to show you how to do it.
I'm
And
excited.
I'm going to explain to you.
Pen and paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pen and paper, right? Okay, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way.
Yes.
Pen and paper. So we're going to work out your personal life now.
Okay.
So just for interest.
Yes.
Okay. So people often ask, what is the difference? Big difference between life path number and your life path number remains with you constantly.
Forever.
Okay, forever. That's yours. Okay, you bag it and you keep it.
Yes.
But your universal, your year number, your cycle will change. Like the pinnacles, like you'll go to a new pinnacle as well at times. So that will change. Okay. So that's why it's so nice to know what year you are in, so that you can know what is the energies. The energies of the universe are actually aligning for you this year.
Okay.
Okay. So sometimes people feel very, very stuck. They could be in the beginning of their 9 year where they want to move forward, and then 1 year comes along and then it's like, oh, okay, I can breathe again because now I'm in a new cycle and people feel it. You know, or if you're on a 7 year, you might go through a little bit of changes internally. It really can help you to understand where you are at. Okay. So bearing in mind that we have got the universal consciousness of a number 9 here, which will affect us all, how are you personally going to be affected by that? So let's show everybody how to work out your personal life here.
Cool.
So we are going to go now. We're working with 2025.
Okay.
When it comes to working out your personal year.
Okay, cool. So
Because it's a
2025.
And we know now it's a 9, okay? So 2025. And then your date of birth?
It's the 17th of January. So the first month.
Okay, so
it's a current year plus your month of birth plus the date.
100%
Okay.
correct. And then we're going to add them up.
Okay.
Okay, so if we're going to add 9 plus 1 plus 1 plus 7, it is going to ultimately bring us back to a 9 year. Okay.
So math was important as a child.
So all you've got to remember that you've got to reduce it to a 9 and under. So if it adds up to an 18, 1 plus an 8 gives you a 9. If it adds up to a 23, a 2 plus a 3 gives you a 5. So you reduce it 9 or under. Okay. When it comes to the year that you're in. Okay, so we have got you working in a 9 year.
I'm aligning with the universe.
100% in alignment. Not everybody. It doesn't happen for everybody.
No.
But yes, so that's quite exciting for you because you're in a 9 year, universe is in a 9 year, so you'll probably intensify in feeling the intensified energies of what is going on around you as well. You can be flowing with the universe, or like I say, anything can go left or right or yin and yang. But for the purpose of where you are, this should be a year of completion for you too.
An ending.
An ending.
Okay.
So what is good about that for you personally in a 9 year, working with the energies of the universal consciousness, is to really focus on anything that is still hampering your growth.
Okay.
Chuck it.
Cool.
Out.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And go back. Don't rush through it. You know, just make sure that you take it step by step, and then that doesn't work for you any longer, it needs to go.
So if it doesn't serve me, move on.
Exactly.
Okay.
Why is that important? Because if you come to a 1 year and you haven't sorted out what you need to sort out in the 9 year, you drag the energy of the previous cycle in.
Which is not great.
It's not great.
Yeah.
It's not a great start.
Okay.
So for the people that is in a 1 year.
Yes, I wanted to ask. How
Very
does that
exciting.
affect?
So they are, it's a little bit of an opposition, okay, because the universe is saying we are slowing down and transforming still, and one says, okay, I'm ready to go. It's a little bit like people that were stuck in COVID and in a 5 year and they couldn't travel. That was the hardest for us. Okay, but the one, personally, it's a great year to be in. It's also a great year to be aware that you are in the 1 year. A great new start, new beginnings, new relationships, often big moves, often career changes, you know, or just an internal feeling of a shift inside. Yeah, so 1 year is always really exciting. If you've done the work in the 9 year, it's even more exciting. So that's what's nice to know if you're on a 9 year, because the next year can be really exciting for you. So the one is all about expansion, about new opportunities and grabbing those opportunities and then go with it. 9 years, sometimes you have to just think. Think. Do you really want to go there? You can prepare, but do you really want to go there? One is like, okay, well, right, it's coming my way and I'm going to run with it. And normally the universe aligns with that quite nicely. The next year would then be 2. You're on a 2 year. Okay, so now we've got a little partnership year again.
Yes.
It's really a great year to form partnerships, to work together with other people in the partnerships, or to just, a lot of people actually meet their soulmates in a 2 year.
So, if I'm a 2 and a 9, is it still great for me to do partnerships?
You're always great for partnerships.
Okay.
Yeah, you're always great for partnerships. But it enhances, if you're 2 in a 2 year, it enhances the energy of the partnership.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 people don't like to work alone. So the 11 or the 2 energy like you are, they like to align themselves with other people. That's why we are sitting right here.
Makes sense.
So the alignment is always there, mostly. But in a 2 year, even if you're a 1, partnerships normally seems to be the energy of the year. So it's great for a 1 person that normally likes to do things on their own to align in that year. And like I say, romantic partnerships, people having children, people falling pregnant, partnerships of any kind of ideal, or not just being alone, okay?
Yeah.
If you're not in a partnership in 2 years, you actually also feel it, you know, you feel that loneliness, because the desire is there. And then after that, we've got 3 year. So 3 is great. 3 is just, as you've got your 1, you've got your 2, and then we make a little baby. You need 2 people to make a baby.
Okay.
So 3 is the creative explosion. Okay. So it's all about creation, and so if you're on a 3 year, it's quite a nice year to be in. It's quite a nice year to take your creative pursuits and, you know, give it a little bit more energy, expand. It's a social year. It's emotional sensitive year. So it's a great year to write, to sing, to publish a book, all of that. And then the 4 years is all about 4 years structure. Like
you had your fun. Now I'm in a 4. Now I have to create
settle
structure.
down and focus on health. 2020. Lockdown was a 4. So
interesting.
They could lock us down in a 4. Because that is the structure, you know. So the 4 is about building a home, focusing on buying a home, focusing on your health. And then after 4, the 5 starts, right? And the 5 is the fun. So 5 is about moving and traveling. So if in a 5 year, chances that you will change job, that you will have new opportunities coming your way, that you will meet new people, very good. It's a faster moving year as well. And then the 6 after that is about relationships, also family. Family and relationships. A lot of weddings happen in a 6, and also focusing on those people that you really care, but more closely connected.
Is 6 a more feminine energy?
So your 6 is like your mother energy.
Yes.
And then the 9 is your father energy. So it's the opposite. And the 2 numbers that's really service to humanity is the 6 energy and the 9 energy. And they fit each other quite nicely. So 6 a year. After that, 7. 7 is your energy for your soul. Okay, it's about expanding your soul. Sometimes, even if you look at the number 7, it's kind of like a feeling like the hermit, like alone and separate. And it's about really going deep. And trust is the energy of the 7, so trust issues could come up, or you could be dealing with removing yourself from people and places that's not working for you. It's beautiful soul work, but it can be quite hard on planet Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after the 7th, you get the 8, and the 8 is all about external power, money, good year to do businesses, good year to start businesses, and well, just to keep a tab on your actual financial outlook. And 8 is good for that, like the infinity sign, you know.
Yeah.
And then we get back to the 9 where you are. So it's quite important to know which year you are in, and you can harness the energy and work around that.
Yeah. What's the best way to harness that energy?
Depending on what number you would.
Yeah. So would you just meditate, set an intention? How would you try to use that energy if you try to create a daily practice?
If you're creating a daily practice around that, I think you have to know what you are wanting to visualize, what you're wanting for that year. So I think setting an intention is really important. So if your intention aligns with what it is that your number year is, then you know that you are completely in alignment. If not, then you can bring something from that number in. Say you want to buy a home, you're in a 3-year, you can use the energy of expansion and movement and creativity to rather focus on then the 4-year, which is all about structure and so forth. So you can play around a little bit with the energy, but your intention is the most important.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also you kind of set it at the beginning of your cycle.
Meaning?
Like in January. That's kind of where we would start.
That would be nice. That would be nice, but I don't think that there's any way not to start it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people are not ready in the beginning of the year, but they're so ready in the beginning of March, and then, you know, you've got to follow your own internal compass.
Yeah.
That is the best way. You've got to follow the internal compass and what your intuition is saying to you. And if you're really ready and you can actually, you know, you feel that you can do it, then you've got the energy to actually ground yourself within that energy and actually just move forward with that.
And how important is your birth date in a year? Because that's kind of when you were born.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a two-way thought around that. Some numerologists say that the personal year only starts with your birthday, and then some say it's from the beginning. So there's a little bit of controversial around that. I kind of feel that it's entering from the beginning of the year, and that kind of really emphasis a little bit more on your birthday. Yeah.
Beautiful. I think I've learned so much today. Thank you, Alida.
Any other questions?
No. But if you have any comments, please pop us an email or contact Alida directly. Yeah.